Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want to talk about a business and care model that often hides in plain sight: adult group homes and supported living homes. On the surface, this just looks like a house in a neighborhood where a group of adults live together. But underneath that simple image is a much deeper support system. This is not just housing, it is daily life organized through care, staffing, routine, and supervision so adults with support needs can live in the community instead of larger institutions. Let's get right to the heart of what makes this topic different from ordinary housing. A worker is helping a resident shave. That is intimate, practical, and deeply human. It shows that the service here is not just a room or a bed, it is help with ordinary acts of adult life. The hidden business model is not simply about where someone sleeps, it is about staffing the routines that make daily living possible. This shows the kitchen table, breakfast, and a shared routine. That might seem ordinary, but in this setting, ordinary life is the service. Meals, social contact, consistency, and a stable environment are not accidental. They are part of what the home is providing. The visible product is a family life setting. The hidden system is managed daily living through structure and support. Let's expand the story beyond the house itself. A care worker is helping a resident get ready for a doctor's appointment. That tells us the home is not isolated from the wider world. It is coordinating health care, schedules, transport, preparation, and follow through. This is why the lane is bigger than simple residential care. The hidden business is also life coordination, connecting the resident to health systems, appointments, and outside services in a way they might not be able to manage by themselves. This matters because it shows that support is not only task based. A care worker playing a game with a residence point to companionship, trust, emotional regulation, and relationship. That is important because adult group homes are not meant to feel like cold institutions, even though they still depend on rules and oversight. The game looks simple, but it represents a deeper truth. Support works better when care is relational, not just procedural. This shows a large gathering, almost like a group barbecue or a community event. That brings in the communal side of this model. These homes are not only about helping people survive, they are about helping people belong. At least in the best version of the model, residents are not just being supervised, they are participating in community life, shared events, and social routines that make life feel fuller. The hidden structure is still there: staffing, planning, safety, transport, risk management, but it is expressed through moments of togetherness. This shows residents outside with a basketball hanging out in the neighborhood. That matters because it pushes it back against the idea that support is only about medical needs or crisis management. Support living is also about movement, recreation, confidence, and ordinary pleasures of life. The visible image is a happy moment outdoors. The hidden model is a support system that makes these moments possible by organizing safe participation in everyday life. This shows residents involved in a community activity with a watering can and produce. This is a powerful image because it shifts the story from receiving care to contributing to society. The residents are not only being looked after, they are helping, participating, and being seen as part of a wider world. This is one of the strongest promises of support living, not just safety, but dignity and usefulness. The hidden business here is creating support opportunities for participation, not just containment. This focuses on encouragement and connection inside the house. a staff member and resident share a moment of affirmation. That is important because these systems run on people. The real engine of adult group homes is the direct support worker, the person helping with routine, emotion, safety, appointments, meals, and motivation. The building matters, but the daily labor of care is what actually holds the model together. Let's widen the topic further. Here we see a care team with elderly adults, which remind us that support living is a broad lane. It can involve disability support, aging support, functional limitations, and different forms of adult care that all sit under the larger umbrella of community based living. That's what makes this lane so compelling. The hidden business is not one narrow service. It is a system for keeping adults in a community through staffing, care coordination, and daily oversight rather than institutional placement. The final takeaway is strong because transportation ties this whole model together. Residents are gathered outside in their vehicle, dressed up for an outing, and clearly on their way somewhere. That tells us supporting living is not meant to be static. It is supposed to connect residents to programs, recreation, appointments, event, and community life. So the final question becomes this: is this simply a house with staff, or is it a business model where adult independence is made possible only through transportation, planning, supervision, and organized support? Thank you.